Only at Metro by T-Mobile, you can upgrade to 5G and get more savings with the lowest price on one line of unlimited 5G. Just $40, period. That's it. Taxes and fees included. Plus, more choices with the largest selection of free 5G phones from brands you love, like Samsung. Switch and save more. Only at Metro. Lowest price versus major national prepaid brands. The fraction of users greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile due to prioritization. Video streams and SD requires eligible port in and plan. See store for details.
The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in my thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me, big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC,
always love the clothes of Jimmy,
British, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity,
we'll take you out to Jimmy Stars, he'll dress.
Hey ho, hello everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a fun show for you guys today. And before we get started with that and telling you who's on it, let's say a little hello all the way around. So let's start off with saying hello to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell. The dog is on my mic. I was looking at you going, what's he going to do?
I'm doing my Cary Grant.
Oh, and you have glasses on. Good.
I'm doing my Cary Grant impersonation.
Oh, I love it.
Judy, get over here.
There you go. What's up,
that
everybody?
My Cary Grant impersonation.
And there's Astro, who just yawned.
Yes.
And he's sitting on his pedestal.
Some people said I look like Cary Grant with those black glasses on. I couldn't have been more flattered. My God, imagine looking like Cary Grant, the handsomest actor in the world. Anyway, for those of you who don't know who Cary Grant is, pity.
He's like the most handsomest, coolest actor ever lived in the world.
Pity that you don't know who he is. He was a wonderful actor, handsome, great comedian, and gay. What better than that?
So we got a chat room with people in it. They're just starting to come in now. What's up, Backpack? John is in the chat room. He's, I think, in New York. Stefan Bell is in the chat room. What's up, Stefan? James is in it. Mr. James Does It All is in the chat room. So hello. People are starting to straggle in. You guys, we got a really fun show for you today. I think you're going to enjoy it. First off, we have Suzi Quatro. For anybody who doesn't know her, she was basically the first female rock and roll musician. Gets credited for being a real rock and roll musician and being compared to all the men. And she's freaking amazing with a ton of hits. And then we also have actor Joe Cortese Cortese coming on, and he's from the Oscar-winning film Green Book, and it should be a lot of fun. And so I think we're going to have a really good time.
Cortez is with a Z. That's Spanish. Cortese is Italian. So he's Italian.
We're going to find out about that in a minute.
You have no idea how to say people's names.
I know. That's why I always ask them. And we got Mike Wagner Show joined us. What's up, Mike Wagner from the Mike Wagner Show, you guys?
Hey, Mikey.
So all is good. Also, we got lots of stuff going on. You going to tell anybody about all the different things we have going on? We had fun on Friday night. What was that, Saturday night?
Saturday night, we went to Nina Bergman's birthday party, which was lovely. It was on a rooftop in Old Hollywood under the Hollywood sign, which used to be Hollywood Land. This house probably was built in the 20s, and it was not far from the house of Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart, or the house that Betty Davis once owned back in the 30s and 40s. It was a lovely rooftop, charming people, very in the business people. Producers, directors, writers, actors, very interesting. No one dressed. I looked dressed and Jimmy was dressed, but people don't dress today. So, it takes away from a party. Why is everybody wearing sneakers, black jeans, and a black shirt? Everybody looked like they were in a uniform or prison mates or something. Nina, of course, looked wonderful. She had on a beautiful electric blue two-piece jumpsuit, sexy as all hell, full face of makeup and her hair done. And she looked like a movie star. Her co-host, who I forgot his name, I'm sorry.
Daniel Bernhardt was her co-star, not co-host.
Co-stars. I know. Today I'm not myself. Co-star Daniel Bernhardt was really handsome and very sweet and very nice.
And that's her co-star in the movie Hell Hath No Fury that we showed you guys
movie.
the dream. It was great.
Really
we loved it.
Yeah, I like that movie. And I usually don't like blood and explosion movies, but this was a good one because it was a true story. I would suggest to everyone to watch it. You will like it a lot. So that was our Saturday evening. And then Sunday was back to the slave mines, you know, working out in the garden in 105 or 107 heat, which is starting in Palm Springs.
So
now.
hot.
And we were doing, you know, pavers and cement work and getting things prepared for them to knock out the wall to put in the sliding doors in our bedroom.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So, you know, I'm tired. It's exhausting. You know, I really don't have anything exciting to say. You know, it's been pretty calm and quiet, which is good.
Yeah, it's been fun. We actually
Except the fires that Sue Wong said there were fires up near the planetarium in Griffith Park, the Griffith Planetarium. And I hope that the planetarium wasn't damaged or injured by the fire. But Sue Wong's house is not far from there. So she was very concerned that possibly the fire would go down the hill. You know, what do they call it? I wrote it this morning and now I forgot it.
paramedics?
No. That's people that's the pyromaniacs.
Oh, pyromaniacs.
Yeah, the pyromaniacs come from all over the world to California when it's our dry, windy season, and they love to set California on fire. It's kind of like a game. Which guy could make the fire bigger?
It's terrible.
So California, Los Angeles is very dry, and it's always fought the fires. And the smoke does more damage than the fire does because the smoke makes darkness, and the darkness stops a lot of the vines on the grapes from getting their nutrition from the sun. So the grapes get like a different flavor or something. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Either way, it's terrible.
But it's a terrible thing. Anyway, we want happy. We don't want negative.
So we're going to say hi because Diane Repetto has joined us. Hello, Diane. And Diane, we want to wish her. Last week was her birthday, I believe. And so we want to wish her a happy birthday. A happy late birthday. And
it's your birthday for the whole year, you know. Did you know that when it's your birthday for the whole year?
There you go.
Until the next year, then it's a new birthday.
Okay, so then what else have we been doing? We've been doing a lot of work on the house.
I mean, we're doing the interior, we're doing the exterior, the side. It's just a big job that we're doing. Big job.
Dave Hughes says it's his birthday this year too.
Yeah, it's my birthday this year also. It's everybody's birthday.
That's a
birthday is always. It's not just one day. You know, you wish a person a happy birthday every day of their life.
Oh, we want to wish Marcel Waltz from Blind and Pretty Boy a happy birthday.
Absolutely.
Today's his birthday. He's one of the coolest filmmakers ever.
And a very good friend of ours, and I wrote about it on my Facebook page. I compared his directing to Sidney Lumet, who was a wonderful director that I met in 1959 on a film that I was in.
So there we go. It's funny because we got everybody's phones. I don't know why phones don't normally ring.
Yeah, well, my wristwatch just rang. Yeah, who is that?
I don't know.
I gotta put my glasses on. I love it now. That if you're not near your phone, your wristwatch rings, and you can.
I'm going to turn my ringer off.
I feel like
I forgot.
Dick Tracy. You remember Dick Tracy years ago in the comic strips on Sunday? Dick Tracy would talk to Sam, his accomplice, via the wrist phone. And I remember as a kid thinking, wow, a radio phone. Could you imagine that? Well, did I ever think that one day I would have a wrist phone on my wrist?
So you guys, some of the cool stuff that we've actually been watching, though. Hacks is back on HBO Max.
Love it.
With, what's her name again? Jean Smart. Jean Smart. with Hacks is back on, and then on HBO Max, there's The Staircase with Colin Firth. That's really good. They have 4 episodes of that up, and The Marvelous Miss Maisel season 4 is up. We finished that yesterday, so there's definitely some fun stuff on there for you guys to watch, and you guys should check it out. And if you guys are seeing anything cool, let us know.
And a lot of new movies are coming out. Clown Motel 2 will be out in a couple of months. I suggest you get it. It's campy and scary and just, downright fun. And that's what we want, and that's what we need today. We need fun. That's Clown Motel 2. So if you saw Clown Motel 1 and you liked it, then you're certainly going to love Clown Motel 2. I played General Milan in it.
Oh, and Downton Abbey starts Friday in theaters.
That's right.
Which we love Downton Abbey.
Which we're going to go see because I'm a fan of Michelle Dougherty. I love her. I think she's a brilliant actress, and I cannot wait to see her back in Downton Abbey.
Oh, and Joe Kelly's actually in our chat room, so say hi.
Hey, Joe, I just gave Clown a plug. And then Joe is working on Clowny, which is another movie he's got out. And then, Joe, what's the name of that movie where we're all in bed talking dirty? I love that one. I can't wait to see because everybody that was in that movie had to get into this bed.
No, they didn't have to get. They didn't all. We just got into a bed.
Jimmy and I got into a bed, fully clothed, of course, not making love or anything. But Jimmy and I got into bed, and our conversation was really filthy. And they shot it 5 ways: clean, moderately clean, semi-clean, filthy. So I'm sure they're going to use filthy. Joe, give us a heads up. Which one did you choose?
That's funniest. Brokeback Mountain 2, he wrote? No.
What did he write?
He wrote Brokeback Mountain 2. No, it's Compatible. It's called Compatible, and that's going to be coming out soon.
Compatible. That's a film I cannot wait to see. And everybody's got to see it because it's going to be hilarious. It's kind of like it's not scripted, and it's just like crazy and funny. I mean, it's really like sort of being the fly on the wall and watching people in bed and in their homes, what they say and do in the privacy of their homes.
Oh, and now Brandy joined us too in the chat room. What's up, Brandy? We love Brandy. Our dog's name is Brandy too.
Yeah, Brandy with the IE. Hi, Brandy IE.
No, she's the I.
No, we spell hers
with a Y.
With a Y. You're an I.
Yes, she's an I.
Hey, Brandy, how you doing?
It's like a lot of fun. It's like all the people, all my go to events crew people are in the chat room. We love them. They're also the nicest, greatest, coolest people you guys will ever meet. I met everybody through Joe Kelly and Dave Bailey, and they're all great. And the only one we're missing Courtney. Oh, and Twyla.
And we met some nice people through I was going to say Gummy Bear, through Kimmy Bear.
Yes, which James is in the chat room from Kimmy Bear. What's up, James?
I like Gummy Bear.
They said tons of love your way. That's got to be fun. Okay, cool.
Right. So we have a lot of nice friends. Out of all the hundreds, and we have hundreds of wonderful friends that we really like and respect, who respect us, you always get a douchebag somewhere along the way. I've sort of gotten rid of a couple of douchebags in my life, so I have a pretty good set of friends now. Nobody's been misbehaving or bad. Everybody's working in favor of each other, and that's how it should be. So I wish that for all of you.
Absolutely. I think it's
anyway,
fun.
My energy level is low, and I don't know why. Usually I'm very up and wacky. Something's going on somewhere in the world that I will find out about that's going to be a little upsetting. I have that intuition. You ever have that like gut feeling sometimes that something weird is going on somewhere and it's sort of taking over who you are at the moment? Or am I just a psychopathic old fucking nut?
No.
I could be the latter, a psychopathic old fucking nut.
No, but lots of people have low energy once in a while.
No, but I never do. Even my brain's not like high energy thinking. It's so like,
It's so funny because the dog was totally asleep until I looked at him. So if you new people coming in who aren't usually with us, Brandy and everybody, like our dog, if you can see, is Astro. He's sitting on the chair, which you can't really see, but he's our little 7-pound
dreamboat
poodle
love.
Terrier. There he is. Now he's sticking his head up to see everybody.
The love of my dog life. I love him.
I love it. So real quick, we're going to tell everybody where they can listen to the show, and then we're going to bring in our first guest, the legend, Suzi Quatro. So you guys, you can listen to us weekly, obviously, on our home station, W4CY. We're on from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time or 3 to 5 p.m. 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And you can hear us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Prime, and SoundCloud. We're on a bunch of other platforms too, but those are the biggest ones. And Mike Wagner says his dog Molly says hi. And
I'm making out with Astro. I think Astro's gay.
Astro for president, it says.
You think Astro's gay? He kisses me on the lips all the time.
No, because
Do you think he has homosexual tendencies?
No.
Astro, are you a fairy? Tell Daddy, are you a fairy like Daddy Jimmy?
Yeah,
Are
like
you a
Daddy
fat
Jimmy.
fairy? A big girl bottom bitch like sister, like Mother Jimmy? Give me a kiss, honey.
All right, now we're going to bring in our first guest. Hopefully everything is smooth and we can hear her well, and we're going to be ready to rock and roll.
Yes.
Go ahead and let her in, Roxy. Hey! Say something. Oh, my, perfect. We can hear you great. We are terrific.
We can see you, so we've accomplished something so far.
Oh, my gosh.
My dog is tongue kissing me. I'm getting hot. You think I'm into bestiality?
No. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, singer, songwriter, actress, and legend in the world of rock and roll, Suzi Quatro. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here. I've even put on my leather jacket and a little bit of makeup for you.
Yeah, that was nice. I love it. So, before we get started, let me introduce you to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell,
who is covered with dog spit. But I love it because I love my little doggy. You have a doggy? Do you have a doggy?
Do you have a dog?
I don't. Honestly, people, I do like animals, but there are certain kind of people that they live with. They just love their animals that much. And, I'm not one of those. I've had animals through the years since a kid. But now because I would like a dog if I have anything, because I'm more a dog than a cat person.
Me too.
I'm on the road too much, and that's just not fair to the animal.
Yeah, but if you get a little thing like him, 7 pounds, you take him with you.
You could do that. Yeah, you could.
You know what? They're a comfort. Sometimes you're in a lonely spot. I mean, I've done the road. When I did drag for years, I impersonated Jane Russell for 40-something years. All straight clubs. Back in those days, we had nightclubs. And, you don't know where you are, what state you're in, what motel you're in. You wake up with, where the fuck am I today? And then they drag you to the club, and then you go to work, and then you go back in the dark. I wish I had a little pooch like him to hug and kiss instead of all the chorus boys that I had to hug and kiss in my show.
Okay, I think that's another story.
So we have
That's only a joke. I know my chorus boys were all such queens. My God, darling, they were girls.
Hang on. So, Suzi, we have a chat room filled with people. It's starting to fill up a lot now. Just say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody.
And then we have one friend. Her name's B. Claudia, and she's in Germany, and she likes everybody, but she loves all the musicians. So please just say hi to B. Claudia so she can pass out. There you go.
Okay, now let me hear your shtick. Give me it all. I want to hear all of it. You were nobody. You were just a little girl growing up, and then suddenly you did what?
Oh my God, I was nobody. Now you just took the words out of my poetry book, my second poetry book, coming out at the end of May, Through My Heart. The whole book is riddled with that kind of stuff.
We're going to actually devote time to that too while we have you on as we go further.
Let me just answer your question quickly.
Sure.
Family, I can give it to you in a nutshell. I was in a family of 5. So when you're in a family of 5, you have to find your own voice, which is not always easy because you're one of the kids. So I had the need to be not one of the kids. And basically, the whole key to my character is I knew I didn't fit in anywhere. I didn't fit in. I didn't know where I fit in the world and my family and whatever. So because I didn't have a niche in which to fit, I had to create my own. And that's how I found my voice. And my voice was the uniqueness of it, just the thing that nobody else had done. That's what I did. So that became my voice. Thank God I got heard.
And look at behind you, all the gold. So the top ones are gold, and what are the bottom ones?
Oh, they're all mixed up, but I've sold basically 56 million records, still counting. These are just the albums, and they go all around the dining room, and we've got the singles in the other room. And,
Oh,
you know, I'm
excuse me.
59 years.
Excuse
I
me.
love it.
No, excuse me. And they go in the other room, and I've got some in the basement. And then if we go up in the attic, there's a couple of hundred more. And if we go into the guest room, there's about
Well, you
27
asked the
more.
question.
I
No,
know.
listen to
He's
me.
joking.
I'm only-
No, it's
she knows.
okay. I don't bullshit. You ask a question.
No,
the answer.
she knows on my sense of humor. So
It's
now,
okay.
for those of you who don't know who the fuck you are, I never heard of you. What
Well, that's
music?
the problem.
Well, there are people. There are some people that don't know who I am. Unfortunately, well, fuck them anyway. But what music? What's the first thing you did that people said, "Oh, wow"?
Jeez. It really started for me, the oh wow, when I was a child.
How old?
Because we all did. My father was a musician. I've been in the
Okay.
business 59 years now. So we were raised as a kind of show busy family. We all took 8,000 piano lessons, drum, whatever we wanted. And every single get together, be it Easter, Christmas, birthday, whatever, we did a family show. So I was like 7 or 8. And I remember standing up to do my bit. I can't remember what it was. It could have been the bongo drums. It could have been a piano. It might have even been hit the road jack or tell a joke or whatever. And I realized that when I got up to do my bit, the whole room went quiet.
Oh, see that?
And so in my little brain, my childish brain, I mean, ego does not come into it at all. You just go, oh, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes filtered through that you have the ability to hold an audience.
Mm-hmm.
You develop from there. And I really did develop from there.
I like
That's
so
very
you're
interesting. So you see how clever I am with my questioning, Jimmy. That you interrupted me. I'm gonna punch you.
I want to know, but you're actually from like Detroit or someplace, right?
Oh, God, I'm very proud to be from Detroit. I'm the girl from Detroit City. I came here in 1971. I was 21, born and raised in Detroit, in all-girl bands with my sisters. And then Mickey Most came over to Detroit to record Jeff Beck and Cozy Powell at Motown. And my brother heard he was in town, got him to see the band, and he didn't want the band, he wanted me. And that was the second offer to go solo that I'd had within 1 week.
There you go.
That's opportunity knocking at your door that you can't ignore. You know,
Motown asked you to go solo.
No, Elektra Records asked me to go solo. They saw the band and they said, we want to give you a solo contract, want to make you into the next Janice Joplin. Mickey Most saw the band, pulled me aside, said, I want to give you a solo contract, and I want to make you into the first Suzi Quatro. So guess where I went. Yeah.
Jimmy played your music. You're much better than Janice Joplin.
Janice Joplin's brilliant, but I'm not Janice Joplin.
No, but
That's
you're
right.
better. You're better. I like. No, I never liked Janice Joplin. I thought she screamed and had no talent whatsoever.
Yeah, but she could sing. I agree with you. She screamed.
You do. You are better than she. You have a voice.
I'm a screamer.
No, but it's a different kind of. You have a raspy voice that can sing. Janice Joplin did not have a raspy voice that could sing. She just got loaded and screamed.
Yeah, she did get loaded. Bless her. Bless her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you were actually
I was
labeled.
friends with Mama Cass Elliott.
She's really good.
Yeah, so I knew a lot about Janice Joplin. My hippie days when I lived in Hollywood.
Yeah, sure.
So I knew a lot of shit about Janice Joplin, and she really made fun of her audiences because she would say herself, I don't know what they like. All I do is yell. And I mean, she agreed with her own whatever she was. But she was, the Rose. Look at what the Rose.
I did a big documentary on her when I was at BBC Radio 2 for 15 years. I did various kinds of shows. And 1 year I did like 20 documentaries, and one was on her. And everybody that I talked to that worked with her knew her. They all said the same kind. You get the feel from everybody. You put it all together. You got the picture of Janice. She was a victim of her own success.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Whereas, I want to flip that now because on the same series, I also did The Doors. Okay. And nobody who worked with The Doors, and I talked to everybody, ever called Jim Morrison a victim.
Right.
There's the difference.
Yes.
Yeah. But you're still together.
Oh,
totally. You didn't fuck up and freak out like they did.
No, I've got my feet on the ground.
Yeah, you're very level.
Yeah.
So you're really this is not to flatter you because I hate doing that bullshit, but you are a performer, a true performer. You're not a fake. You're not a nut job that needs the ego blow from,
No.
oh my God, look who I am, kiss my ass.
Oh
You
my
love
God.
you love the work. I could tell that right now.
Yeah, I've never been like that. In fact, I could tell you a good reason why I'm not. First of all, I don't think that just because I happen to be successful at my chosen job makes me
With
better.
9,000 gold records and platinum records.
Doesn't make me better than you. It just means I've been successful at what I do. Doesn't make me better than you. But my father pulled me aside. You'll like this. When I was 16, I'd been in the band 2 years, and we were on the road. We were really going for it. And he was a musician all his life. And we were at home, and he kind of, you know how dads do that, and they say, come here. And he said, now, Susie, I want to talk to you. He said, it seems to me that you look like you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. I said, yep, I am. He said, okay, then I got a bit of advice for you. I said, okay. He said, first of all, this is a job. This
That's
is
right, it's work.
It's a profession. I said,
Yes.
right. And he said, second of all, it doesn't matter if there's 10 people in the audience or 10,000. Every
right.
one of them has put their hand in their pocket, taken money out to see you, and this is what stayed with me forever. And you owe them.
He's so smart. As my exact words, I mean, I could have quoted him.
Wow,
I
he
feel the
went to
same
my
way.
psyche, you know.
Oh, I think it's
And you know, my other thing is never get bigger than who you think you are, because the minute you get bigger than who you think you are, people vomit from you.
Oh, they do.
You could throw up from that ego crap when they pull that shit.
It's
You
not.
know, I make a lot of movies, believe it or not. And years ago, they would tell, like, I was on the set with Sophia Loren and Tab Hunter in 1959. And they told us extras, I was a soldier, do not speak to Sophia or Tab Hunter.
Shit.
Or
I was
George,
straight up
or George Sanders or Barbara Nichols. So what did I do? I said to myself, "Oh, fuck you!" And at a break, I went and sat down next to Sophia Loren in George Sanders' chair, and I spoke Italian to her. And the first thing out of her mouth was, "My God, your Italian is as bad as my English." but let's keep talking. And for the 3-day shoot, we became friends. And at one point, they said to me, "Hey, soldier, leave Miss Loren alone." It's Lauren, not Loren, by the way. Leave Miss Lauren alone. And she said to him, you leave him alone. He stays here, she said.
Yeah, good.
Because she was that way.
That's the way to do that.
But a lot of stars, like the one with the big ass, what's her name? The Puerto Rican with the big ass.
Jennifer. Jennifer Lopez is not nice.
You're not allowed to look
You're not
at
allowed
her.
to look at her. We have friends who work with her.
Yeah, you're not allowed to look at her. You're not allowed to speak to her.
I've never been that way in my life.
I could tell from
And that's
your
why everybody
personality.
likes you, though.
I know right
Hey,
off
you know
it.
what? It's 59 years now I've been doing this. 59 years. And still, I mean, I just did the Royal Albert Hall. That's
Wonderful. That's a
my
biggie.
solo 2-hour show, you know, where I can take you right through my life and everything. And I don't suffer from stage nurse because I've been doing it too long, but I get the edge where I'm, you know, you get anxious. So this show, though, because it was my first gig since September because of the lockdown. So I'm at the Royal Albert Hall as my first gig, excuse me. So I said to my husband, I have to admit, I'm a little bit nervous tonight. And he said, oh, Susie, he said, it's just another gig. And I looked him right in the eye and I said, this is not just another gig. I felt like I had to go out and prove something. I feel that every night when I stand.
No, I agree with your husband. It's just another gig.
You can never, because let's say I killed them last night, okay? Biggest mistake any performer can make is to go on the next night and just before you walk out into the footlights where you become who you are, to say to yourself, oh, they're going to love me tonight. Big mistake, because you're going to lose. You got to win every single audience over. It's your job to win them over. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm an old-fashioned performer. Don't get me started. I'll talk forever.
No. Wait a minute. I was the first female impersonator ever to play the Copacabana nightclub in New York. How do you like that?
Fantastic.
And I remember being in the dressing room preparing myself to look like Jane Russell. And all I kept thinking was, don't forget the lyrics. You know, please. I was a little nervous about because I have a difficulty with lyrics. And I went out and, of course, we opened up with, her name is Jane. She is a star, famous for her cross her heart bra. So that was the lyrics that we changed to Barry Manilow with backup dancers. And it was a very heavy dance number that I had to dance and sing. Well, sure enough, when it came to singing the lyric, right out of my head it went.
Sure.
I mean, completely like I wish I was home in bed under a sheet. You ever get that? So I bluffed it by doing almost a shimmy striptease that the audience began applauding, and the backup dancers said, "What the fuck is he doing?" You know, nobody knew because I had to get myself together. And then I remembered my lyrics and I went into my song. Has that ever happened to you?
The golden rule of doing a fuck up on stage is recover.
Recover.
Golden rule. And it happened to me at the Royal Albert Hall. You just reminded me.
It just goes. It goes away.
I stood up there, and the second act, and this big jam, and I'm in my jumpsuit, and everybody's going nuts. We stopped the first song of the second act, Act 2, and I did loud, confident, and wrong. And I went, now we're going to jump from 2022 to 1981. Rock hard. And I turned my back on the audience, ready to smack my ass. I looked at the drummer. He didn't start the song. I looked up at my two girl singers, and they went,
nope.
So what did I do? I went to the microphone, and I said, damn it. The band fucked up the order. I'm so sorry.
You see, the audience loves you for that. Yeah. That's being a buddy and honest. And my audience knew that I improvised that striptease because the music and I were not working in sync. I mean, it was a whole Ron Russell alone show. But the audience, if you're honest with them,
oh, God, yes.
They will forgive you anything. But don't try to con them or fool them. They will hate you.
No, you got to be you. That's exactly what you got to be. I can tell you one story that you guys will love, and you can dine out on this because it's one of my favorites. I do a thing at the end where I do it. I've done it for years, and I get all the lights up, and I want to. I'm waving to everybody, and, you know, the spotlights around. It's just pandemonium. Everybody's up off the seat. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And I make sure I can see and hear everybody. And I really do reach out. Doesn't matter if it's 20,000 people, I reach out and see you. So I'm in the microphone and I went, you know what? And everybody's going nuts. I said, there's always one asshole. Give me that spotlight. Give me that spot right down here. Right. Come here. And he pointed it on the guy, and the guy was in a wheelchair.
Oh Jesus, shit. You can't do that. I have one more
He looked at me. No, he looked at me. He knew I had no idea. He looked at me and he went like this. And I said, you stay right there. Don't you worry about it. Oh, my God.
I have another little story that I love and adore. I was playing Ford's nightclub in New York City, which was a very, very chic, upscaled nightclub. I had gained some weight. And when I got into a very skin-tight green brocade gown, the zipper went in the back. Now it burst open, and they're saying, and here she is, famous for her tits or whatever, Miss Jane Russell. And I thought, oh, my God. So I went out there with the broken zipper in the back with my bra showing and everything. And I said to the audience, I said, forgive me for not turning around because my zipper broke. I said, but then again, none of you know me from the front. And I turned around and sucked my ass out. I said, but many of you know me from my back. And they went hysterical. They loved it.
Yeah. You got to make it work for you.
They wanted me to leave it in the act and do it over and over again. I said, no, then it wouldn't be real. It wouldn't be real.
Recover. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Big Claudia in Germany is saying how like in Germany you're like so everybody like I know everybody loves you everywhere, but I'm bringing it up because she's such a big fan of all the musicians. And I'll see there they just threw it up there.
You know what the sad part is? Last week we got blocked because we played the music from our guest. Could you believe that shit? They wouldn't allow us to play our guest's music with her permission.
So I'm telling everybody that they got to go to they got to go to YouTube and watch your videos, which we should tell everybody.
Wait, I want to continue. We cannot play your music, and forgive us. I'm so sorry, but it's not us. It's the communists that are running the censorship.
They can, everything's out there. I'm on my 18th album now. The last two charted around the world. The Devil in Me got the best critics of my career. There's lots of videos up there. There's a big rock box has just been released. Big, huge one.
Yeah, but it'd been nice to hear you now. I would have enjoyed it now. Just, you know what I mean? Now
if you can't do it, you can't do it.
That's right.
It's apropos now.
So you guys,
this is the moment.
Okay, so we can go forward with that.
I hate this shit.
So you guys, some of the songs that you guys know her from, and actually, like, because everybody, when I posted you were coming on the show, I got like several thousand likes, and everybody was mentioning Stumbling In, and I've
She's
also
big, Jimmy.
seen that Stumbling In was just in Licorice Pizza. And didn't that movie get nominated for like an Academy Award or something?
It did. It did. Was it that? That's one of the favorites around the world. It's just a good song.
Well, it was in Mask. You were in it was in Mask movie. It was in Van Wilder. I was like writing down all these like different things. So you guys, there's Can the Can, Devilgate Drive, 48 Crash, Daytona Demon, The Wild One, Your Mama Won't Like Me. There's a lot more. And The Wild One has been in the Runaways movie, which I'm friends with Lita Ford. And I love Lita Ford. And we met Sherry Curry right before the pandemic here. She was at an event that we were at. And so
they've all been on my documentary, Suzi Q. They were all kind enough to contribute to that, and that was at the top of that came out the end of 2019. That was at the top of the Amazon charts for ages. And everybody's in there. Everybody is in there. It's unbelievable. Every woman you can think of is in there telling me I was crying. So I have to interrupt you there because you said Sherry Curry. I went to the premiere here in London, Regent's Theatre. First time I was going to see a Q&A afterwards. You hide and you go up on the stage. And I wanted to see it with an audience, my documentary, because I think that that's the only way you really see something is with an audience. You feel it, And I snuck in. I wasn't supposed to be there to the end, but I snuck in and I stood on the side. And a couple people saw me and I went, shh, don't give it away. And watching, amazed by the whole thing. There's so many cringe moments and it's a very honest documentary like I am. I didn't take anything out. And then all these women, Lita, Joan, Cherie, Tina Weymouth, Debbie Harry, Chrissy Hine. I can't even think of all of them. And I'm watching them come up, standing there watching my movie, being very emotional. And every single one of them basically said that they wouldn't have done what they did had they not seen me do it first. Most of them said I wouldn't have dared pick up an instrument, so I'm a bass player. Then I got home. I was crying, by the way. I was crying. Had to go repair my makeup and then go on the stage for the Q&A because it really affected me. Then I got home and I called Cherie the next day because we're good friends now. And I told her what happened. And I said, I just realized something. And she said, what? And I said, by me doing what I did, I gave permission for women all over the world to be different. And then there was a pause of 5 seconds. And then Cherie went, and you just got that?
Now, wait a minute. What made you think you could pull that off without getting chairs thrown at you?
I didn't know. I didn't have an agenda when I started. This is what we talk about this a lot. I didn't know that what I was doing was groundbreaking. I didn't know it was going to change the world. And I didn't go into it for that reason. All I was doing, like I said earlier, was remaining true to this person who I was and not fitting into a niche and making my own niche. I didn't know what it was going to do. And it wasn't until I saw that documentary that I realized when so many women thank me, you can't ignore that, can you?
Not just women, like the biggest women in rock.
I know. And I was in tears. I was in serious tears because that's the first time it dawned on me. But it's kind of refreshing in a way that I didn't do it with an agenda and I wasn't manufactured.
I love it. So
in other words, it wasn't preconceived.
No.
You just went out there. You were who you are. You sang, and people said, "Hey, let's let ladies do this, not just men." To make it simplified.
I never called myself a female musician ever. Didn't occur to me.
You just called yourself a musician.
A musician. Yes. That's how it should be.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
I have a little card because I am one of the boys. I am a tomboy, always been. And, I can hold my own. Let's put it that way. But I have a little card in my back pocket, like when a referee at a football game pulls out the
yes,
sure.
Yes.
I have one of those. And when I'm with the guys, which I'm most of the time with, and there's usually no girls around, and somebody gets out of order, out comes the red card. And then I use it.
Now, here's a question that they always ask, and I hate this question. Do you ever intend to retire, or are you going to drop dead at 100 on the stage?
I'm now 71. I'll be 72.
No way. You're 71?
Yeah. I'm not doing bad. 72 in June.
You know what? You and I should do a commercial. I'll be 82 next week.
Wow.
Look at how good we look.
Yeah, we do. You know what it is?
Look 71.
I tell you the secret. I have a secret.
What?
I don't give a shit.
Me neither.
So does he.
I don't give a shit either.
You were waiting for something really groundbreaking.
I never worry about growing old because I never thought of it.
No, he's exactly the same way.
Yeah,
So,
you and I could be brother and sister. I mean, I'm freaking out because I've never had a guest on here that I've agreed with 110%.
Good. Good.
I mean,
Well,
you're like me. You don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. You're a true blue friend, and you tell it like it is. I
do.
love you. I love
If you
you.
don't think it, if you don't want to know the answer to your question, don't ask it.
Exactly.
that's the way he is too.
I really respect.
Except for
you.
sometimes he'll give you the answer whether you ask for it.
No. Sometimes I see a handsome friend of mine with a beard, and I say, "Why do you have that beard? You're hiding your handsomeness. Shave." And they either
That's
like
okay.
it or don't. But that's my opinion.
I do
mean-
things like that. I do things like that all the time.
I mean, if you have a girlfriend that's got orange hair, you should tell her, like, bleach it higher, make it blonde or go brown. You don't want your friend walking around with orange hair, right?
So I
Think
want to
about
talk.
it.
So when I was a kid, because I listened to pop music when I was like young. I'm a little bit younger than you guys, not that much, but I
I
listened to
can't
like
get over she's 71.
I listened to a
Come-
lot of.
Come closer. I want to see her face.
No,
Let
she
me
doesn't
look.
have any wrinkles.
No, oh, my God. You look about 45 or 50.
I'll accept that.
71, you old bitch. You
I'll
really
accept
look wonderful.
So hang on, I want to
You're
talk.
beautiful. Look at you.
So my first exposure to find out who you were, because I'm a child of Happy Days, was the whole Leather Tuscadero thing. You know that you were Leather Tuscadero on all the episodes of Happy Days, and you were like the coolest guest person who ever went on Happy Days ever in the history of the show. What was that like for you? Because you are an actress, you've been in a bunch of things. Like how was that for you? And that really probably helped you break in more into America because everybody
No,
knew who you
sure.
were once that was on. Everybody knew who you were.
I had the second most fan mail after Henry, which just completely freaked me out. The offer came to me. I was in Japan. I toured there a lot. I was in Japan on tour. And they called me, my publicist, and he said, the show wants you to audition for this part. And believe me, you should do it. I'd never acted before, but I knew I could. So I flew out, and they had this script. Apparently, they had it for about 6 months. They couldn't find that they needed a particular type. Gary Marshall told me. It's all in the documentary. And they needed somebody who was tough, but vulnerable, cute, could act, and possibly could sing. And the story is, and this is the true story, the casting director went into her daughter's bedroom, and her daughter had covers of Rolling Stone collage on her door. Okay. So she walked in, and there's my cover from 1975. And she said, "Who's that? That's who we want." And her daughter said, "That's Suzi Quatro." So they came and got me. But when I showed up for the audition, Gary Marshall, bless rest his soul, he came straight up to me. He said, "Oh, how clever of you to dress in the part."
Right.
What the hell are you talking? How clever of you
You
to
know
write
what?
a script
What-
based
what-
on mine, you know? So
when I used to see you on
Yeah.
that show, you were every chick in Brooklyn that I knew. I mean, you were so Brooklyn. It was amazing with the
But
way
it's
you.
Detroit.
ca-
It's Detroit
No,
too.
you sounded like a Brooklyn Italian chick. I mean, you really were good, and I enjoyed you. You were a character that when you came in the show, you made us look. You know what I mean? Sometimes you fall asleep, but when you came on, it was good. I'm not saying that to be kind. You were good.
Well, you know what? I'm still very good friends with Ronnie and Henry. And
Right.
one time I was talking not that long ago to Ron, and we got into this conversation. I just got my curiosity got the better of me. And I said, "Ron, I want to know two things from you. First of all, did it feel like I'd never acted before?" He said, "No, total natural." I said, "Did it feel like I was new to the show?" And he said, "No, it was like you were always there."
Right.
And then he said to me, one time we were talking, and he said, "Don't ever take acting lessons." And I didn't know whether to be.
What do I always say, Jimmy?
Yeah, he said, "Don't." He said, "Whatever you do, Suzi, it's natural, and acting lessons are best
Exactly.
enough. So don't ever do." I took that as such a compliment from him. You know,
My daughter Deirdre is an actress, and she wanted to take lessons. I said, "Deirdre, don't you dare. Either you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
You cannot create it and manufacture it because it looks fake on screen. So if you can act, don't just go be a housewife or something.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
don't-
you can hone your craft, sure, and a lot of people do benefit greatly. I mean, look at Marlon Brando; he's a method actor. I've been told.
No, Marlon, I knew. Marlon was nuts before that.
Yeah,
No, Marlon never acted. Marlon just was Marlon. So
He was
happens
great.
is he sat in the actor's studio,
yeah.
but
No,
they
you know what?
didn't teach him.
No. Wait a minute. I have read many things about a lot of actors, and the hardest thing to do when you act is to be yourself. You can
Depends.
bring yourself to a character. That's what you should do. Whenever I've done
Yeah,
any roles, I immerse myself into them. I don't act the character, I become the character.
That's what I do. But Cary Grant didn't do that. John Wayne didn't do that.
No, they played themselves.
Betty Davis did it. But
She did it.
you know, I've worked with a lot of people in my day, and I've seen some people who are so theatrical. It doesn't work. Now, Marlon Brando was my niece was married to his son Christian. That's why I know a lot about Marlon. And if you met him while he was laying in bed eating 10 Heroes watching TV, he was the same as he was in Streetcar Named Desire.
Sure.
He never acted differently.
Sure. I totally agree.
So hang on, I want to do some bragging. So some of the popular things, and I picked these things out on purpose because one way or another I love them. But some of the music, your music has been, besides Licorice Pizza, which I didn't see, but I do know it was an Academy Award movie. You have music in Cruella, which was a great movie. We
Yes,
loved it.
I loved it.
Three from Hell, The Runaways, Van Wilder, which I'm an extra in that.
Times Square, Rock Hard was in Times Square.
Yes, Mask, which was I thought I loved that movie back in the
Very
day.
good.
And then I heard as an actress that you were. I read it. I don't know if it was on IMDb or in your bio that that you were in Nightbreed, but they cut you out of it. But I'm actually friends with Clive Barker, and I love everything Clive Barker. And Nightbreed is a phenomenal
I didn't
movie.
go in that. They asked me to be in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think there was by memory, there was a nude scene. And I said, I made my name by staying dressed, and I'm not going to start taking my clothes off now.
Oh, well, you shouldn't
You
have,
don't
which
have
I
to.
agree with that
I
100%.
I agree with that also.
I think 100%. So,
Shirley MacLaine had a drink thrown in her face in that film about the ballet people. And Shirley MacLaine was furious because it wasn't in the script. And the director said, yes, but I wanted Anne Bancroft to throw the drink in your face to get a natural reaction. And Shirley looked at him and she said, listen, you motherfucker. She said, I'm an actress. I can act. You don't have to do that. And she walked off the set. That's a true story. And those are exactly her words.
Okay. I would have said that was a little bit not compassionate from the director. She's a fine actress.
Of course. And her
And
shot
it-
look.
it was a cheap shot. You don't need to do that. If he said,
No.
you're going to get a drink, she would have acted that fine. Absolutely. You don't need to do that.
She would have acted shocked. She had no idea. It was not in the script. And when Bancroft threw the drink in her face, Shirley backed up and what the hell was that all about?
Sure.
I don't think that was the emotion she wanted on film.
No,
So-
and that was not what the director was going for
Right.
either. It's a cheap shot. If you're doing a job, have all the tools with you to do the job.
You
Absolutely.
You hire an actress to get what the actress portrays. And the actress, I think she would have done a different shock reaction.
Totally. Let me tell you about. So I did. What was it called? Dempsey and Makepeace. Big show over here, and I played a over the edge, in love, thinking that this policeman is in love with me. He hasn't got the time of day for me, but I'm deranged. So it was a woman on the edge, and there wasn't a lot of dialogue. So I figured, how can I play this? And I went in my bedroom and I stared in the mirror until that little light that you can see in my eyes disappeared. And I played that, and it scares the shit out of you when you see it. I'll show it to you. Give me 1 second. You ready? You see this little light that's me now? See my little light in my eyes?
yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Oh, shit.
Yep.
It really changed a lot.
How do you do that?
I don't like it. Oh my God. There you go. And that worked because it just dead.
No,
Dead.
that was amazing.
Just
You
scary.
you lower your eyelids and you let your pupils be
Well,
prominent.
what you do is I've learned how to do it. I made the light go dead.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it took ages. I kept
Okay.
looking. I went, "Oh my God, there it is!" And I ran out of the room, scared myself, And
So-
Eyes are, when you act, eyes are probably the most important thing you're doing. I play mafia
big
all
eyes
the
and very
time.
expressive eyes.
I always play gangsters and mafia guys, tough Italians, always. And
Everything's there.
I'm famous for my angry eyes. If I want, I can kill you with my eyes.
Oh, I'm going to have a look.
It
I'm
saves
going to have a Susie look.
it saves a lot of dialogue.
It does. It does.
Just one
Yeah,
look.
you do those eyes.
Yeah, that saves dialogue. I mean, you told a whole paragraph.
Yeah.
I love it.
So eyes are important. No
so if
question.
you were because you've played with pretty much like everybody, is there anybody on a bucket list that you never, even whether they're alive or dead, that you didn't get to play with, that you'd be like, oh my God, I would have really liked to play with this person?
Well, I mean, the reason why I do what I do is Elvis Presley.
Oh, wow.
I saw him on the Ed Sullivan Show, which we all watched every Sunday. The family sat down, family sat down at 8:00. Ed Sullivan. I was 5 and a half.
Oh, wow.
And all the family was there. My eldest sister, 9 years older, were watching Ed Sullivan. Then he does what he used to do. And now something for the youngsters. You know how I used to do that. And on comes Elvis Presley doing Don't Be Cruel. And my eldest sister starts to scream. And I'm looking at her because I'm only 5 and a half. And I'm thinking, what the hell is the matter with you? And then I looked at the TV screen and I went like a magnet pulling into it. And a little lightning bolt went in my head. And I had the thought, I'm going to do
what he's doing.
That.
And you did, which is the coolest thing ever.
5 and a half. Anyway, Elvis is one, obviously. Otis Redding, Billie Holiday, big fan.
Oh, Billy.
I'm a maniac over. I just adore him. I could work with him. I've got an album coming out next year with myself and KT Tunstall. We wrote an album.
Oh,
together.
wow.
So somewhere we found a space between the two of us. We met in the middle. Excellent album. Who else? I used to love Tom Petty. He's not with us anymore.
Right.
I've kind of worked with most of them. Most of your heroes are from your childhood, and so they usually pass away by the time you make it yourself.
Right. Yes. I love it. So you guys, if you want to follow Suzi too, you can follow her on Instagram. She's Suzi Quatro Real. Just make sure you spell her name right. It's SuziQuatroreal. So now you're an author. You have, I don't know if it's 5 or 6 books out, right? Or five books out and one about to come out.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Can you believe it? I've got my autobiography unzipped. I've got 3 coffee table illustrated books. 2 of them released during lockdown. One is my poetry book called Through My Eyes. The next one was called Through My Words, which is my lyric book. The next one is called Through My Thoughts, which was inspired by the 2 years in lockdown. And now at the end of May, which I've really been writing for, it's Through My Heart, which is volume 2 of my poetry. And I'm so proud because I'm always naked when I write anyway, but this is really naked. And I hope people will get something out of it. That's my intention, that people get something out of it.
So I also wrote down The Hurricane and Unzipped. What are those two? Unzipped is the biography?
Unzipped is my novel.
Okay. About you.
And I love saying this. This is called pretentious. I have to do it probably. Hang on. I'm just working on my second novel. I had to do that. I'm sorry.
No, that's hilarious. And what's The Hurricane?
The Hurricane is about a lady called Allison Hart. And it starts off, you would be forgiven as I begin the story, that it's about me. But my friend Jackie Collins, rest her soul, she loves my writing. And she said to me, you should write, because she read Unzipped and gave me a quote, my autobiography. And I said, I'd love to write a novel. She said, well, do it. Do it, Suzi, because you have the talent. She said, but I'll give you one clue for your first novel. Stick to what you know. And that was good advice. So at the beginning of this book called The Hurricane, I stuck to showbiz, but it goes, then it goes. I just kind of use bits of myself to get me into the story. But it would make a really good film, this book, The Hurricane. Allison Hart, she's a great character. Mm.
No,
And
that's what I do. I
really
produce
like
movies.
I really like Jackie. She could speak, and I would just sit. Lee Winkler was a dear friend of hers was Lee Winkler. He was her business manager, and we all had dinner one time in L.A. And Jackie began speaking, and I just sat there listening, and I thought, "Oh my God,
Smart
I
lady.
could listen to this woman speak forever." Her voice tone, her beautiful face, and her English accent was incredible. I was so impressed with Jackie.
She was a
Very
lovely, lovely
big,
lady.
big lady, very tall and broad and
I
big.
know. I know we were with her a lot. I'm very Mickey Most was very good friends with his wife, was very good friends with her, and we met up all the time. She was even on my TV show. She
Yeah.
wasn't doing anything like that, and she did it for me. And I made her sing, and she couldn't sing.
That's fun.
With that beautiful voice, she couldn't sing. Isn't
She
that
couldn't sing.
her
I
sister?
said, I know. It's only when she went, I only rock and roll, but I like it. Only you could make me do this, Suzi. Because she knew.
Her sister Joan Collins could sing.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah, but
So-
Jackie was really a very, very chic woman, elegant. I mean, the way she. I remember she walked over to the table, and the first thing out of her mouth was "Hello, Lee," and the way she said that, I thought, "Oh my God." Very, you know how you're impressed with certain people when you meet them for the first second? Well,
You better make her
she grabbed you. The first second you met Jackie Collins, she grabbed you from that
a good lady.
first
Yes.
second. Yep.
So wait, I want to go back.
You had a good person to give you good advice.
So you
I
guys, where do people go? So the next book, it comes out on May 30th, you guys, which is only like a week and a half away, 2 days after Ron's birthday. It's called Through My Heart. It's a poetry book. And where do people get it? Are they? B. Claudia says all of them are on Amazon.
Yeah. I set it aside a little bit different because I want people to know what my mindset was when I was writing each poem. So I did the same in the first book. On the left side of the page, you got kind of like what I was going through. Doesn't give it all away, but it gives you where I was emotionally and why it was written. And every other page has a picture. So it's quite a personal. And that book, that story about Cherie is on the back cover.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. I love that. I think that's terrific. So what made you decide to become a writer to write poetry? Because poetry is not an easy thing to do.
I've always written poetry. I have been an artiste since a little girl.
Right.
You know, even when we did the family shows, I could do a joke, I could do a dance, I could act out a part, I could do a speech from Shakespeare. Everything is open to me as an artiste. And I started doing poems. My mother brought some over that I'd left at the house 7 and 8 years old. One she brought over from the age of 10. Unbelievable. It's in my first book, and her last trip here before she passed away. She brought it over and gave it to me, and it was called The Depression of a Rock Star.
Oh, wow.
At age 10.
Yeah, I know, really. Yeah.
What's the matter with you, Suzi? But you see, I've always been just something off the left side there, whatever. I can't explain.
You know what? When you have talent, it comes out of all of your pores, Talent just doesn't come out of your mouth. It comes out of every pore. And I believe that.
Channels are open all the time. All the time. I could not stop writing this poetry book. I'm like I said, I'm working on the novel. The novel's 2/4 way through. But every time in the past 2 years, I go to sleep. And then I'd wake up, get my laptop, and a poem would come flying out. And I couldn't stop it until it was on the typewriter. Couldn't stop. So it had me like that, had a lot to say. And now I've said it. But I'm still not done.
Actually, B. Claudia from Germany say we need to mention the book covers because they're so adorable. And I think your last one is Romero Brito did it, right?
Oh, hang on. I'm going to show you both covers. They're just here.
Okay.
Just a second.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
That's okay. So Romero Brito, you guys, has a big gallery in South Beach. We used to go there all the time. It was on Lincoln Road. And he's a pop art, kind of like a Keith Haring type artist. Or whatever, with the way that he makes his art. I don't know if that's a good comparison because I'm not an art person, but his stuff are great. And his gallery is beautiful. It's in South Beach.
Very expensive also.
Yes.
But beautiful statues of people, but just done in such a way that
with all these cool colors and dots and yellows and reds and hearts.
He would have like a stalk with the bird on its head and a pig next to it. I mean, just beautiful things.
I know.
I wanted one of his pieces and I never got one.
I know, me too. So
I'm back. Right. I'm going to show you in order.
Okay, good.
Romero is a good friend of mine, Romero Brito. He did a portrait of me years and years ago and brought it to Germany and gave it to me on stage at the Valbuna in front of 22,000 people.
Awesome.
So here's the first one. That's the portrait. That's
Yay! Oh, see, that's his too, because I can tell by the background of the art. Okay. Oh, that's fabulous. Okay.
And I think Jackie's on here. Jackie's on here. Hang on. Let's see what she said. Isn't that funny? We were talking about it. Okay.
Right.
Jackie says, excellent. I never guessed Susie had all that verse inside her. We only ever swapped naughty limericks. Obviously, I always knew she was a poet, and now I know it too. All bless her.
That's beautiful.
And then
Listen,
this was the second one.
your last name is
That's
Quatro.
the second one. That's a lyric book.
Yes, beautiful. Ron
Okay.
Ron wants to know something about your last
No,
name.
your last name is Quattro, which means four in Italian. Are you Italian?
Is the Pope Catholic?
So Quattro
My
means four.
thoughts?
Oh, that I love.
That's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, with the chains. That was the lockdown. Look at the chains on the base.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Very pretty.
And here is the one coming out. And this is a sculpture keeping up the theme of Brito, my poetry books. I have this sculpture in my front room. And I said, can I use it on the cover? And you need to send me a proper picture of it. And he said, yes. So that's through my heart.
Ah, beautiful.
Very, very
And
beautiful.
that's on the back.
Beautiful.
71. I can't get over you. I'm really on that. Please. I mean, I thought I looked good, but you look good.
Do you want to hear the real answer about when I'm going to retire? Because you guys love this. I was 35 when some idiot journalist asked me that. 35.
I hate that question. It's a stupid question.
I do. And I turned to him and I said, I will retire when I turn my back on the audience and I shake my ass and there's silence.
No, I said
Hasn't happened yet.
That's not going to happen either.
No, I said I will never retire, and I never will. I've been in the business 64 years. I will die in front of a camera or on a stage. And that's how I will end.
That also keeps him young. It keeps him young working
I have
all
no
the time.
intention of retiring. You know what? I get more work now as an old bag than when I was young. Where they want an old man that looks good, that can still speak, they say, get Russell. So I'm working a lot. And as you are, you have no intention of retiring. Why would you?
I'm not anywhere near it yet.
Why would you?
I have this ongoing conversation with my husband, and he's finally getting it now. Bless him. I've been with him for 30 years. He was a promoter, very successful promoter, and now he's just books me. And he's always, actually, since I've known him, when are you going to stop? When are you going to stop?
Never.
I finally got him to listen. I said, Reiner, I stop when I want to stop. Not when you want me to stop. That's not the right way around. This is my life, my career, my decision.
Absolutely.
Don't fuck with me.
No, I will stop when my heart stops working.
Or when it's no fun.
No, I will work till if I'm
You're not swearing now. You see, that's bad. My mother is
No,
yelling.
listen.
My mother's yelling.
If I fall apart and I wind up in a wheelchair, I can always act a person in a wheelchair. There's always a part for me.
Yeah, but you know what? Every artist should know. Let's be real about this. Every artist should know when and if they should stop. You should have the feeling for it. And I guess my real litmus test would be if I ever went out there, which has never happened, if I ever went out there and had to plaster a phony smile on my face, then I would know I've lost the feeling, and then I'm cheating my audience, and then I would say bye-bye.
There you go.
Yeah, but what do you do when you retire? Sit home and play with yourself? I mean, what do you do? Bake cookies? I mean, what, talk to the neighbors about their lawn? I'd kill myself.
Well, I had 2 years of not working because of the pandemic. And what I did was I turned all my creativity onto all the other things. I even did 62 master bass class lines on the internet. That was fantastic.
Do you know Leland Sklar? Leland Sklar, he's like a big bassist. He
played with everybody in the world.
He's played with like everybody. He was with Jack and Diane. Who's the guy who does Jack and Diane? I think he played with him for like 18 years.
He's played
John Cougar, I think he was with for 18 years.
Diane is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Oh, it's a great song. He played with Phil
Leland
Collins.
has played for Johnny Manthis all the way up to the head of the rock people.
Okay,
I just thought maybe you would know him because he's kind of a well-known. And you said because he goes on YouTube and plays the bass to a different song like every day, and he gets hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube, playing the bass.
What I did was a master class in all my different bass lines people can suggest. But somebody has just approached me to do a master bass class, which I just might do.
Oh, you should do it. So now how did you decide to move? We have like 4 minutes left. How did you decide to move to England, to the UK?
You're in England?
Mickey offered me the solo contract, and I like the sound of him. I like the feel of him, so I came over here. That was 71. 72 didn't get successful yet. We were in the studio with really good musicians. Peter Frampton, Big Jim Sullivan. Nothing was happening. I then went a little bit nutso and said I needed a band because I'd been in a band since I've been 14. And so I formed a band. We went on the road. We started to do all my own songs. He put us on a tour, and everything happened. So I was based here. He was supporting me. I fell in love with my guitarist. We were married. We were together for 20 years, 2 kids. And I put down roots. My kids were born here and raised here, and they're English. And I didn't mean to put down roots here. And I've been back to America every couple of years, but happened. But I still don't sound English. Nobody ever mistakes me for being English. And I maintain my Detroitness.
Yes.
Listen, I maintain my Brooklyn, and when the people think I speak proper English, I run back to Brooklyn. Otherwise, I'll never work. Where are you in England?
I'm in Essex in the countryside. I live in a 15th century.
I love Essex.
Elizabethan manor house that was finished being built in 1590.
Magnificent.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Absolutely magnificent. I have a dear friend of mine in where the hell is James?
I don't know.
Oh shit, I forgot. Anyway, I love that the countryside of England beats it all. I don't care for London, but when I get to the countryside,
I love London, but my job is all cities and people and traveling and this. So when I'm not on the road, then I'm here in this beautiful. It's my sanctuary. Yeah. Anyway, you said we only had a couple minutes. So do you have anything you want to wind up with?
Do you have anything you want to wind up
I just remembered my friend's Lancashire he lives in, and it's beautiful. I love English countries. English countryside is absolutely breathtaking.
Let's go over everything one more time for everybody. So first of all, you guys, Through My Heart, the poetry book by Suzi Quatro comes out on May 30th. You can get it. B. Claudia said she's already pre-ordered it. You can follow her on Instagram at Suzi Quatro Real. Do you have a website people can go to see everything?
www.suziquatro.com. I'm everywhere. I've got Facebook's private and official Facebook site, and I've got a joke of the week on my Instagram.
I love that.
Okay, I'm gonna show you why I do my jokes just before we go. I am wonderful joke teller. They're so bad that they're brilliant.
I love those jokes.
All right, you ready? I never used to let my children watch an orchestra. Why? Because there was too much sax and violins.
Oh, you are right. That is corny, but funny.
But it was good though.
It's a kid joke.
It's an art form. It's an art form.
I love it.
It's a good art. So you guys follow her on her Instagram, Suzi Quatro Real. Follow her. Check out SuziQuatro.com. Get her new book. Listen to her music. We want to thank you for coming on the show. You've been a fabulous guest. We
Very
wish
nice. I enjoyed you so much. You got to come
guys.
back.
We'll do it again, yeah?
Yes.
You bet.
Thanks. Oh, I produce movies. So if you want to really turn that into a movie, we'll talk about that another time.
You know what? Get in touch with me. I'll send you a copy. It could be a movie. The Hurricane is a movie. The Hurricane is a movie. I said it as soon as I wrote it.
There you go. All right. Suzi Quatro, thank you.
Stay well. You're beautiful. 71, my God.
Isn't that awesome?
She looks wonderful.
Hey, everybody. That was Suzi Quatro. I hope you guys enjoyed her. She's fabulous.
What a nice interview.
Lots of people joined us during the thing. So B. Claudia joined us, and artist Miss Kim joined us, and Teresa Sabin. I don't know. Everybody's joined in, and the chat room is very, very busy. And I think our next guest is there, so we're going to actually bring him on. So let's go ahead and let him in, Juan.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Can we move? Are you on a laptop or a desktop?
I'm on a desktop.
Okay, so, put a pillow under you so we can see you, because right now we only see your chin. I mean, we lose you. There we go. Yay, much better. Okay.
Your ass off down there in Palm Desert?
No, because we have the air conditioning on.
What What do you say?
Oh, we sweating our asses off.
No, Jimmy has the house like a friggin' refrigerator.
So, Joe, real quick, how do I pronounce your last name?
The correct pronunciation is Cortese.
Okay, Ron's right.
I told him that I'm Italian. I know. I speak Italian. His name
yeah?
is Cortese, and he was calling you Cortez. I said Cortez is Mexican. Cortese is Italian. He doesn't know how to. I mean, if you speak Italian, you know how to say Italian names. What?
Say it one more time.
To be courteous, Cortese.
Oh, Cortese means to be courteous.
Cortese, yeah.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actor, writer, producer, director Joe Cortese. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let me introduce first my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Whose alias, that's Russell. My real name is Rolando Rocco Cesarigo. How's that for a WAP name?
Buongiorno, Ronnie. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, LA. Come stai? Piacere, I have you here. I forget my Italian now.
At Metro by T-Mobile, we're giving you more savings. Get the new iPhone SE now with 5G at the lowest price in prepaid. Just $79.99 when you switch.
I post a lot, so I need a phone that keeps up with me. And thanks to the iPhone SE with 5G and advanced 4K camera, I'm snapping and sharing while my followers are smashing the like button.
Switch and get the iPhone SE for just $79.99. Only at Metro. Limited time offer, in-store only, price for 64GB model with eligible port, $60 plan and ID. See 5G device coverage and access details at metrobytmobile.com.
Anyway, so you always play wise guys. So do I.
Not always. Not always.
Well, I played a priest a couple of times.
Yeah,
I played a general in an army, but mostly I play wise guys.
Yeah, no, I played a lot of them, but I play a different variety. I mean, I played a gay producer. I played a doctor.
I played a doctor too in a movie.
Hang on one second. I'm trying to get rid because there's a weird background noise. I'm trying to see if we can get rid of it. She can't. Says she can't fix it. I don't know what that background noise is. Do you hear that? Or?
Yeah, I hear it.
I don't know what it is. So Joe, what you're gonna do is just make sure you speak up so we can hear you.
And sending yourself.
She says turn down computer volume. My volume, Roxy, or their volume, or his volume. Let's see what she says. Joe's. He says she says turn the volume down a little teeny bit on your computer.
Really, I'm trying to do that.
There we go.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, it's better.
It's a little bit better.
It's
and then the other thing is just you're going to have to speak up a lot to make sure we can hear you.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm speaking up.
There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Much better. Much better.
And
Okay.
sort of set to yourself with the camera so we.
Oh, yeah. Move into the middle then. Move over a little bit to your right.
I can't see myself anymore.
That's
Okay.
it. You got
there
it.
we go.
Perfect.
All right. Now you're perfect.
Now I could see you. You know, all this
I
Italian
can't
men.
see you guys.
You can't see us?
How come?
Oh, turn your camera on. Is your camera on?
It was. Oh, shit.
Hey, it's live. It's live and it's fun, everybody. We're working on it. In the meantime, he needs to go back to window. It says you need to go back to window. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either because I went to the sound and
Oh, get out of the sound and go back to the Chrome window. Go back to the Chrome window. Go back to Google Chrome.
if I knew how to do all that, I'd be a rich man.
Actually, maybe we can bump him out and have him come back in. Otherwise, and maybe it would show up. Did you see us originally?
Yeah, of course. And then I saw the televisions behind you where I was watching myself. But maybe I should go get off and come back on.
Yeah, go off and come back on, and hopefully that'll work. Hey, everybody. So Joe's coming back in a second. What's up, chat room? I hope everybody's having a good time.
Can you see me now?
Yes. Can you see us?
Yes, I can see you.
Oh, there we go.
Good, you can see us? How's that?
Whoa! I got you. Doubles.
Listen, do you cook?
Yes, I do.
Me too. What's your favorite pasta?
My favorite pasta is rigatoni with broccoli rabe and sausage, oil
love
and
that.
garlic, and then great pecorino cheese on it.
That's Napolitan.
That's right. That's what I am. My grandfather was from.
Yeah, my grandmother married. My grandfather was Napolitan, and my grandmother used to make that when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Delicious. Italian food's the best food, right?
Nothing comes close.
No, not even. No, I'm serious. It's true.
Then there's the rest of the world.
That's right.
Just
That's funny.
like there's no men as handsome as us Italians.
Well,
We're the handsomest men in the world, Italian men. We know how to cook. So we're really a catch. If any woman out there marries us, they get, a guy with a good.
they want guys who can cook with a lot of fazools.
No, and most Italians.
Fazools.
Fazool.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And most of us Italians got good pepperoni too.
Yeah.
So we make ladies happy. But anyway, so what are you
So
doing?
hang on. Let me go.
Go.
So, all right. So you guys, first of all, you can follow Joe on Instagram. He's Joe Cortese official. It's Cortese official. Cortese official. So I was on Facebook and I saw a picture of Mike Gennaro from the Wise Guys, and Joe was in the picture with him, and that's how I found him on Facebook to invite him on the show, because I looked him up. He's been in a lot of great things, and he's got a great career. And one of the movies that you're in is called Rules Don't Apply, which we watched during COVID. I didn't know who you were then, so I wasn't looking for you, but I saw it on your IMDb, and that was the movie that we saw with the two young lovers or whatever with Howard Hughes, and you loved it. So it was a fabulous movie. So how long have you been acting?
Oh, about 40 plus years.
That's all?
That's it, Well,
I'm acting 64 years. I'm 82 next week.
how much?
82.
Good.
Yeah, I look good. I feel good too. And I still can get it. I still can get it up also at 82. That's pretty good.
Try testosterone.
Well, Italian.
No, he doesn't need it. He said he still gets it up.
Yeah. It's because I eat good Italian food every night. But do you ever go to listen, when I was in New York, I had the best time.
He's here in L.A.
Yeah, I just said to him, when you go to New York.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
No, it's hard to hear.
When you go to anyway, we went to New York and we had the best time with all those wise guys at a luncheon in a hotel. I was surrounded by thousands of Italians. Then they had the Italian flag. And I was so happy because in California, as you know, there's no such thing as Italian. If you're an Italian, you change your name.
I have a lot of Italian friends here. A lot of the restaurants.
Yeah, but they're not Italian like us.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're Italian.
Yeah, they're Americana. We're Italian.
He's saying he's got a bunch of Italian friends in L.A.
Oh yeah, well, introduce me to them. I'd like to meet them because the Italians I know here, you know what they say? Mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella. And I say, and you're Italian, and you say mozzarella. And manicotti. Oh, you eat manicotti? So they're not Italian.
Oh my gosh, the people in the chat room are writing up all kind of stuff. They're saying that you were Frank Smith in General Hospital. They're like talking about it. Let's talk about some of the cool stuff that you've done. I read on your IMDb one of the first things that you did was a gangster film called The Death Collector with Joe Pesci in 1976. Was that about the beginning of it all for you?
That's pretty much where it started, yeah. I had done a couple of things. I had done a lot of theater. And it was Joe's first movie. Joe was a stand-up comic, and it was a funny story ever, man. But the movie is, it's been around for 45 years or something, and people still refer to it because it's, it was the real deal. Shot it all in Jersey, and it's got a great reputation. Quentin Tarantino says it's one of his top 10 movies, and he runs it every year on his theater at the Beverly Boulevard every year.
Yes, and that's actually a big deal then. And I guess that was like the beginning of Joe Pesci because he became such a huge star. which you gotta love it. So keep talking up. You have to speak up because it'll be harder to hear you. Sometimes we can, and then when you move side to side, then it kind of goes away. It's harder to hear. There, yeah, that's good.
Stop twirling.
Stop twirling. Okay, so so let's talk about some of the big things. We got Green Book, opposite Viggo Mortensen, the Oscar-winning movie. You played Giorgio Armani in the American Crime Story of the assassination of Gianni Versace, which I was actually in Europe when Versace died, and it was a big deal because I was a clothing designer. And then you played Roger Stone in The Loudest Voice for Showtime with Russell Crowe. And I watch all the Roger Stone video clips with him dancing around and stuff on YouTube and on TikTok and everything. So I love it. So tell us a little bit about Green Book.
Why do we have that snapping noise?
I don't know why we have that noise.
Wow.
She said she can't get rid of it.
Roxy, you can't get rid of it?
Anyway, tell us a little bit about Green Book.
Well, Green Book is a true story based on Nick Valolano's father, Tony Lip. And I knew Tony Lip because the writer and producer Nick Valolano is a friend of mine. I was doing a play like 30-something years ago in the Valley with Nick when my son Jack was born. So I knew the real guy. I knew his father, and it was a great story. And when we were making it, we had a great time, but no one expected that we were going to win the Best Picture. Of course, until they saw the whole picture.
Right.
It was gangbusters. A lot of fun.
Did you actually go to the Academy Awards then, when it was there?
I'm a voting member of the Academy.
Okay. Oh, good for you. Did you vote for yourself?
I also bet it in Vegas at 4-1.
Okay. I also bet it in Vegas at 4-1. I love it. I think that's hilarious.
Where are you from originally?
Patterson, New Jersey.
Oh, Jersey boy.
Jersey boy, baby.
Yeah. I'm from Brooklyn.
Where? Bay Ridge?
No, Red Hook.
No,
I was born 1940. Was right at the war, so we were poor. We lived in the Red Hook projects. Then we moved uptown. We moved to Brooklyn Heights, which was all Northern Italians. And then, of course, I moved to Long Island as a teenager. But I'm an East Coaster. That's why they hire me. They want me for my accent because I have an original Brooklyn, New York accent that's considered now antique. Because when the actors do the accents today, it's corny. You know how they do it. They all overact it and make us sound like morons. But my accent is the real deal.
Right.
You speak California now. What happened to your accent?
Well, I don't sound like I'm from Jersey.
There you do.
you just did, and my heart just sang.
That was fabulous.
That was fabulous. Never lose your Jersey accent because people don't know this, that people from Jersey speak differently than people from New York. You know that, and it's only a river away. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's got its own sound.
Its own sound.
Accent. I can do a New York accent. I can do a Russian accent. I do Syrian accent.
Russian is good.
Yeah, I do a lot of accents too.
I like that. You did another movie, and I bring it up because we know a lot of the people that were in it with you, called The Bronx Bull, and it had Joe Montana. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Montana. William Forsythe, Tom Sizemore, Paul Sorvino's been on the show. I know William Forsythe, Cloris Leachman, Ron's done stuff with. Robert Davi's been on our show. Natasha Henstridge's been on our show. Bruce Davison, Ray Wise has been on our show, and James Russo. So a lot of the movies, I see that you have a wide variety of things, but you do have quite a few that you're that you get to play like a heavy. Well, I don't know if you're actually the heavy in them because I haven't seen them, but there are movies that have heavies in them.
Well, early on, after I did The Death Collector with Pesci, I did a very big movie called Monsignore. And we shot it all in Rome. It was Chris Reeve, myself, Jason Miller, Genevieve Bujold. And it was about the church and the mob. And Chris Reeve and I grew up as kids together, and I became the head of the mob in Brooklyn, or my father-in-law was. And Chris Reeve was stationed in the Vatican during the Second World War, and it was about the contraband between the mob and the church. So it was a pretty interesting picture. At the time, I don't think it got as received well as it is now, but people still like that picture.
Oh no, that sounds cool.
You never heard of it?
I have heard of it. I have never seen it though. Have you seen it?
No, I might have. It sounds a little familiar. I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
You want to hear a good Paul Sorvino story?
Not especially, but go ahead.
What he said? What is it?
He said not especially, but go ahead.
Okay, then I'm not going to say it. But it's a good story. He was on our.
Sing it? Are you going to sing
No,
it?
he's gonna say it, not sing it.
Say it. Don't you understand Brooklyn? Don't you understand Brooklyn? He came on our show, and I said to him, Lainey Kazan is a good friend of mine. He said, I dated Lainey Kazan, and she had the best tits I've ever had in my life.
Really?
So, well, on the air. So now I had lunch with Lainey afterwards, and I said, Paul Sorvino was on. You know what he said? She said, no, what? I said that you have the greatest tits in the world. She said, no, he didn't say that. I said, listen to the show. You'll see. It's not funny now, but it was funny at the moment. Anyway, there you go. I like to make our show a little dirty. Our folks like it. Our viewers love it.
I like it. Actually, though, he did another. You did another movie though with Danny Aiello and Michael Pare, who Ron is friends with, and John Ashton, making a deal with the devil, and it was like it looked interesting because it said behind the scenes with the FBI to work secretly with the mob to eradicate corruption in the United States, which I didn't see that actually. But is it a movie? Is it good? Or did you?
Don't waste your time.
Not any good? Oh, most actors aren't that honest to say that.
Why I am?
Yeah, you are.
I took a couple of dogs I were in.
Telling truth. Yeah, it's kind of. You know what? I don't even remember what it was about. But Danny was a very close friend of mine. I had done Ruby with him. I've done a Broadway play with him. He was a very close friend, and Mike is a friend, and so I knew all of them. And obviously, when you work together with friends, it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. So you've done a bunch of different kinds of films, and do you have like a bucket list of like, okay, I've already worked with X amount of all these great people. Who's somebody on your male and a female on your bucket list that you think, oh my God, I would love to work with them, but you haven't had an opportunity yet?
Well, I would say one of them is Julia Ormond. But I'm going to have the opportunity shortly because I'm in the process of making a movie called Here's Johnny, true story about a Greek diner owner from Jersey who has dementia. On his dementia, he thinks he's Johnny Carson. We already made the short, and it was award winning, and now we're going to make the feature, and we've got Julia is going to be in it, and Jazz Palminteri is going to be in it, and Rosanna Arquette.
Oh, I love her.
Sounds like a good film.
Yeah, if you're around, Ron, maybe you got something in there for you.
Absolutely.
What is that?
He said, if you're around, maybe we can have something in there for you.
Oh yeah, I could. I always play like I told you, Hood.
Oh,
Listen, since you're from Jersey, right?
Yeah.
My very dear friend is Soho Johnny. Do you know Soho Johnny from Jersey?
I can't say that I do.
John Pasquale.
Johnny Pasquale.
Johnny Pasquale. The name sounds familiar, but I don't think I don't.
Yeah.
Actually, you might have met him with Mike from the Wise Guys, because
because he hangs out with that whole crowd in Jersey.
Yeah. No, he just called me the other day, Mike from the Wise Guys. Yesterday.
We have a blast with them. We have such a good time.
I love those guys. The Wise Guys are my buddy. They are out of their minds, but they're funny and great. It's like old Brooklyn humor, kidding around, and it's good stuff. I'm glad that show is on the air.
Okay, hold on, though. You answered Julia Ormond. What about a male actor that you haven't had a chance to work opposite of yet?
I'd like to work with Al. I almost worked with him. He saw my first movie, and we met. We've been sort of... I've known him a long time. Al Pacino, out of the young guys, Sean Penn maybe.
Oh, he's not really young, but yeah, he would be a good one.
Sean Penn?
Yes, he's a great actor.
He's a fabulous actor.
I like Armand DeSante. I would work with him.
Oh, I like him too. Actually, we have a good friend who was in a movie with him. Her name's Lorene Landon, and they did a big film in the 80s. I forgot what it was called, but
she spoke very highly.
Yeah,
of
she
him.
spoke very highly of him. And what about being?
I want to ask him questions that are really provocative. I grew up in Brooklyn. Guess who I grew up with?
Who?
Well, Gotti was a kid. I knew all the boys from Staten Island. You know, I went to school with a lot of the guys. So I know what works. You know, when I saw The Sopranos, I said a lot of it was real, but a lot of it was bullshit, and a lot of it was Hollywood. The point that I want to make about my wise guy friends is a very big wise guy with a name I won't use, who people are terrified of or were. I used to see him doing ballet with his granddaughter in the living room. The wise guys in Brooklyn took good care of the neighborhood. Anybody that was in trouble went to the wise guys. They were helped out. You know, the wise guys only kill each other if they rat on each other or if they crook each other. But if you're a square guy, you're okay. Nobody's going to harm you. So people out there, when you hear the word mafia, which is a bullshit word, don't get frightened. Sorry. It's no different than John Kennedy and Kennedy in Washington. They were the mafia. Yeah. That's a point I wanted to make. Huh? Yeah. I hate when they think that mafia people are mean and evil and rotten. Some of the sweetest guys I hang with are big names, and they're great people, wonderful people, good hearts.
Yeah, you said something that's true, that they only kill their own. They don't kill them.
So that's why when I play a gangster, I read the script. If I'm playing a gangster and it's going to discredit the mafia, I turn the role down. But if it's a role that I play that I feel is honest and it really did happen in Brooklyn, I play it. But if it's Hollywood bullshit, no, I'm not going to do it. No. How do you feel about that? If they want you to play a gangster that's really not true to the word?
No, I wouldn't do it.
I said he wouldn't do it either.
Famous gangsters. I played Johnny Roselli in the Rat Pack, who was known, I don't know if you know who he was, but he was the Hollywood Don. He was Sam Giancana's guy. I played him in the Rat Pack. I also played him in Ruby. The character I played in Monsignor was very closely designed after Miguel Sendona. If you know who he was.
I don't, but he does.
I know name. I you know what? My father raised me with what you hear in the house, you forget in the street. So I forget lines and I forget names. Didn't your parents tell you that what you hear in the house never goes in the street?
That's rule number one.
Number one. And names, my father said, you don't know nobody's name. Remember that. You hear a name in my house, he said, you forget it. And I did. Only one guy I knew was Johnny Baldo, because he gave me $1 every time I was a kid, 7 or 8 years old. Every time he came to the house, he gave me $1 bill. You know, back in the early 50s, $1 could buy a lot of candy. So him, I remember Baldo.
Actually, I want to go back and ask real quick, because people in the chat room, you said you made a short for Here's Johnny. Is this short like someplace where people can actually see it?
Yeah, you can. You got to just punch it in on YouTube. But let me extend this a little bit. We made a short called Tonight and Every Night. We have now developed that into a full-length feature, which we're about to start shooting very soon. And it's a true story about the director's father, who owned a diner in Asbury Park, and he had dementia. And his dementia, he thought he was a late-night talk show host, a la Johnny Carson. So it's a very unique hook about a subject matter that touches a lot of people in this country, in this world. But we tell it in a very unique way, and I'm excited about it because I think it's one of the best scripts I've read in a very long time. For me, I did the short, and I'm one of the producers on the movie, and I think it's going to be a very, very interesting movie.
And are you playing Yanni? Are you playing Yanni?
I'm playing Yanni. So the script changed from Tonight and Every Night to the...
Here's Yanni.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good script because it's different. We need different scripts. We got to, same shit over and over again. They keep making. They just change the scenery with the same dialogue. It's crap. I think it's gonna be. I would love to be in it. If you're not bullshitting me that you think there's a part for me, I'd be more than happy to do it.
I don't make promises.
No, I know that nobody does. But if you think there's something that I would be good at, let me know.
So wait, where do they find it on YouTube though? Under Here's Yanni or Tonight?
Tonight and every night.
Tonight and every night, you guys. I gotta write that down.
Sure. Okay.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it tonight.
A couple of other actors. It's directed by Christine Iliopoulos, who's the Greek girl, and it's a true story about her father. And Valerie McCaffrey and myself are producing the feature, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think it could be an important movie, but we'll see.
Absolutely.
I think the script has got to be an exciting script because of the subject matter, and I think it's an interesting subject.
Yeah, no, I believe so. I believe so. It's very interesting. We spent a lot of time developing it, and I have high hopes for it.
So tonight and every night, you guys, that's how you'll actually find it.
There's so much shit out there floating around. We really need good films. We do.
Yeah, no, I think this is good. It's good. Look, it's funny, it's touching, it's sad, it's real, and it's about something. It's not.
Well, we're gonna watch it. Your promo tonight.
The short.
Yeah,
yes.
No,
the short.
You should watch the short.
We will. We watch. If we have a guest on and something of interest, we watch it at night.
Yeah.
So, actually, after every Wednesday night, we usually watch whatever we had of the guest that we had.
Yeah, and like last week we had on. I mean, it's a movie you should watch. It's called
Hell Hath No Fury.
Hell Hath No Fury. Really a good movie, and the stars were
Nina Bergman.
And wonderful. It's about a French girl. It's a true story. A French girl during the Second World War who was a patriot, and how she had to be lovers with the Nazi who killed her parents. Wonderful story, brilliant acting. I enjoyed the film a lot. So I think your film is coming up in that area. I think your film is going to be of that quality. That movie had a wonderful script, great acting, good directing, and it was interesting and it was different than stuff that we've seen. People out there today want to be entertained. They don't want to be put to sleep.
Yeah, no, this is entertaining.
I think so.
It's really a love story. It's about life as you grow older.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hit. I really feel it will, because I like already the idea about Johnny Carson. Nobody's ever thought that one up.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
It's about love.
Yeah. No.
Tonight and every night, everybody. So do you know being
short? The name of the feature is going to be called Here's Yanni.
Right.
The name of the feature. It's a little snappier.
I think it's a great catch.
So, being in LA for a while, then do you know Jack O'Halloran?
Sure.
Okay.
Good old Jackie.
He's a good friend of ours.
He's so way out, it's unbelievable.
I'm doing a horror feature with him. We're doing like a big horror.
He's like one of my favorite people. I sit down alone with him and we talk, and it's like, I don't know if it's real what he says, but whatever it is, it's fabulous.
Right,
because he talks about all the old timers that I knew.
Right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I read his book I've been friends with him for about 15 years. So.
And I knew all the old timers that he's talking about because I'm 82 years old, so I'm one of the prehistoric ones left. And it's such a joke. It's really nice to know that there are people left on this planet who have respect, because there's so little respect in the world today.
The world in the last 2 or 3 years has changed.
Yeah, a lot. Oh,
yeah, dramatically, and it's terrible.
I would say in the last year mostly, but Halloran,
he's great.
He's just fabulous. I mean, he's what we call a raconteur, and he's one of my favorite people.
No, he's fabulous.
He's
I
really
figured you would know him not just because of who his family was, but because you're both actors, and you both live in LA, and you're of an age that's not 20.
But
And
who
so I
doesn't
figured
know
you would
who,
like that.
who doesn't know who his stepfather was? His stepfather was a big guy,
Albert Anastasia.
very big guy.
Yes,
Big
Albert
guy.
Anastasia. I love it. So wait, if you could have been in any movie, if you could have been in any movie that's ever been made in the world, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
The Godfather.
The Godfather.
I know it. I know it.
People in this room.
Me too. You know what?
Have you been watching the TV show called The Offer?
I haven't, but somebody just told me yesterday that we need to watch
We're
it.
gonna watch it.
It's really entertaining. It's really good. I didn't expect to like it at first, but I have to tell you, they hooked me in. I've watched the first 5 episodes, and I find it very entertaining because I was too young to be in The Godfather.
Right.
But I remember, I was a young actor, but I was way too young to be in the picture. So I knew all the stories about Jimmy Kahn and Al Pacino. I got the job.
Right.
That's what it's about. The offer's
I
about
know.
the making
You
of
see,
it.
I was not too young. I was not too young to be in The Godfather. I just wasn't asked. Actually, I was doing shit in those days, like Charlie's Angels and McMillan and Wife, things like that. Those hokey, TV shows, and I never really got an opportunity to be in a major movie.
Right.
You never know. It's not too late.
Listen, it's never too late. Maybe
Sempre c'è domani.
Yeah, right. Maybe you'll be in this picture. Who knows?
You never know. You never know.
I love it. So he would want to be in The Godfather, though. That's funny.
Well, listen, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for him. I speak for myself. Every movie that I'm in that I play a wise guy or a nut job, they were not great movies. But The Godfather would have given he and I a script that we really could show our acting potential to its maximum, right? I mean, it was a wonderful vehicle. Totally, and we would have played it real, because we were there.
Well, it was not really about gangsters. It was more about the family,
Yeah, well, we were there. I know the family. Come on, I sat down with plenty of them. Are you serious?
Yeah, no,
In my day as a young boy, I sat down. My father was a union delegate for the Painters Decorator Union. He knew what happened to Hofstra. And not too many people knew. But I grew up with, union people and my Brooklyn father's friends and my friends that I knew from Brooklyn who became very famous entrepreneurs. Some went to college for a lot of years to get further educated.
What kind of college are we talking about?
You know the college I'm talking about. Sing Sing. But it was a wonderful time growing up. And they're wonderful. I love my friends. I love my Italian Brooklyn. And I miss them. I told Jimmy I'd love to move back to New York, and we could always come to California for work. At least in New York, I have a social life. I go to fabulous weddings. I mean, there's nothing better than an Italian Brooklyn wedding. They spend $300,000-$400,000 on a wedding. They don't give a shit. You got everything going on in that wedding. You got food. You got entertainment. They're wonderful times I had. Wonderful. I love my memories. Everybody wants me to write a book, and I say I can't write a book because I can't use names. A lot of them are the children of my friends, and I wouldn't do that because I'm friends with the children of the big guys. So I can't write a book and use names, and if I don't want to lie, and what am I going to do? Cut out like 50% of my life and say I grew up in a watermelon patch?
Yeah, right. So hold on, we want to go back.
You understand? You're from Jersey. You're playing stupid now, but you're from Jersey. I know who you know.
So anyway, hold on. Let's go back, you guys. So first of all, you guys follow Joe. Follow Joe on Instagram. He's Joe Cortese official. Cortese. What? Cortese.
Gotta say it right.
Cortese.
Actually,
Cortese.
the word is cortesia. It's courtesy.
Right.
Fammi un piacere, una cortesia. Do me una cortesia. Do me a courtesy.
Okay.
It's important to pronounce an Italian name correctly.
Follow
Don't
him
say
anyway on
Monacotti.
Instagram. Do you have like a website or a fan pages, or are you on Twitter? What else you got?
No, I'm just I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook a little bit. I'm not big into that social media too much.
Right.
You know,
That's
like
okay.
I dabble in Instagram, so that's about it.
So you guys can check out tonight and every night. It's on YouTube. It's the short that's being turned into the feature called "Here's Yanni," and starring Joe. And I think it sounds very exciting. Check out some of his other work. How did you like being in the American Crime Story series? I think I don't know how long Giorgio Armani was actually. I mean, Giorgio Armani was actually in it, but it was a great show.
Yeah, they hired me to play Giorgio Armani. I was really excited about it. I did about 3 episodes, and then right before it was ready to come out, I don't know why it's still on the IMDb, but they had to cut the entire role because in it I talk about the death of my lover. Because Armani was not bisexual.
Right.
He was gay.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think he got wind of it, and they got really scared because they were being sued by Olivia de Havilland for the one they did before that with Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, that was a good one.
If they cut you out because of that?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Everybody in the world knows Armani was gay. Everybody knows Armani was gay. Valentino was
Hang on,
gay.
he had a whole monologue with it, but everybody knew George.
Listen, they were all faggots. Every designer is a fruit. Come on, everyone. Halston, Armani, Valentino, Balenciaga. They were all big girls. Are you kidding?
I understand that, but in the piece,
how stupid.
In the piece, I had a 1.5-page monologue where I talked
about
hang on.
the loss of my lover.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it was some of my favorite stuff I've ever done. Ever.
And they cut it.
They cut the whole thing.
Oh, what a shame.
That sucks. I was going to go back and watch it.
And that's Ryan Murphy.
Yeah. Which he's another one.
What made them think it wasn't proper or whatever the word would be?
Giorgio Armani didn't like it.
I don't think they had the rights from Armani.
What, he didn't like the fact that he was outed?
Huh?
He wasn't outed. Armani was out 100 years ago.
Yeah, but he's outed as a bisexual. He's not outed.
He's not as a bi. He's a flaming fruit.
I know, but it's not public like that. Everybody knows it, but he's never actually. He's only said he's bisexual. He hasn't said he's gay.
Oh, well. That's because he's Italian. You know what? When I was in Italy, as a boy, my father found out I was gay, so he sent me to my grandmother in Genoa to straighten me out because there are no fags in Genoa or in Italy. My father said because Italians don't allow gay. Well, when I went there at 16, I used to walk in the Carugi, the streets. I had 12 guys following me, all right? They're not gay. One thing I found out about Italian men is they could be married, they could have sex with you, and they say they're not gay, you're gay. Well, so the one they're having, the gay...
Italian to do that.
Yeah, that's the Italian mentality. Oh, I'm not gay, I'm having sex with you, you're gay. So that's Armani's thing. You know, they all want to be bisexual. No, Armani was a flaming fruit.
Anyway, they cut the entire...
So I'm not going to watch it now. I was going to go back and rewatch it again because I really enjoyed it to see you. But now if you're not in it...
Fuck it.
I'm not going to see it.
We're going to boycott it. Fuck them.
I'm going to go watch you play Roger Stone then.
That was fun. You know, I actually had dinner with Roger Stone about a year after I did it. Actually, it was last Thanksgiving in Florida. And he got a hold of me through a friend. And I got to tell you, I had a blast. He's really out there.
I love him. I think he's awesome.
Did you know that his mother is pure Sicilian?
No, I didn't know that. I don't know that much about him except for what I read in the news. But I follow all because he has this dancing video from when he got out and got let go, where he became not have to worry about it anymore, and it's the greatest video ever. And I've watched it like 1,000 times because it's hilarious.
What do you mean got out?
We'll tell about it later.
Did you know that
He doesn't know who Roger Stone is.
Well, obviously he changed his name.
No.
Well, if his mother was Sicilian, I mean, his father had to be what? Stone?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Obviously. I love it.
That's like my friend Rodney Stone. Rodney, you know.
Like 1 minute. So
Rodney Stone's real name isn't Stone. His father was a big shot, so he changed it to Stone. My friend Rodney.
So hang on, everybody. We only got a minute. Let's just go back. So check out all these things. Everybody go. Let's watch tonight and every night on YouTube so the video gets a bunch of plays. We'll let you know when Here's Yanni's coming out. Check out all the different things that Joe does and follow him on Instagram. We want to thank you for coming on the show because we're out of time. And
okay, Giuseppe, era un grande piacere.
Piacere. Ciao, ciao, bello.
We'll see you again.
I'm sure.
Now.
And I'll talk to you later. All right, Joe. Thanks so much. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. I think it was a great show, you guys. Thanks for the chat room. There's so many people in there. Please, hope you guys enjoyed it all. We want to thank Juan and Roxy, our engineers, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one. Stay healthy, stay wildly, and stay wise.
Sunlight can turn out to be so wrong.
Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.
Only at Metro by T-Mobile, you can upgrade to 5G and get more savings with the lowest price on one line of unlimited 5G. Just $40, period. That's it, taxes and fees included. Plus, more choices with the largest selection of free 5G phones from brands you love, like Samsung. Switch and save more, only at Metro. Lowest price versus major national prepaid brands. The fraction of users greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile due to prioritization. Video streams and SD requires eligible port in and plan. See store for details.